Alright, we got Spyker and Fennec here. I believe... Yeah, Fennec got knocked out by Lime. Has not fought a Forsburn yet, even though there are two in the top 8, or there were. Got the team kill, unfortunately. But, we'll see how this goes. I don't know really how this matchup is, but...
very interesting. I think another matchup where it's like slightly Forsburn favored, I think, at least. But,
interesting.
But Shovel Knight definitely has tools in the matchup, especially once you start getting items online. Like I think,
can imagine.
Notably, mobile gear is very useful in the matchup, just in how good it is getting rid of smoke.
Yeah.
Ghost Gloves also very good at it as well. It kind of allows you to brute force your way into smoke with less risk off of parry. But you also then have to keep in mind you're being a little bit more committal into that smoke cloud. Now, one of Forsburn's big strengths that Shovel Knight does not like is Forsburn's proficiency with flat dropping, where I talked about earlier in a Fennec set, where Shovel Knight has really poor anti-airs. Like, your best anti-air is up tilt, and it has a massive blind spot on it. So Forsburn could just kind of drop in on you for free, and that's what starts all of his combos.
Yeah, mobile gear also notably very good at supplementing that as well. But, I mean, if you're dropping with a move, not so much.
Right, because Forsburn is slotted out of the air.
That makes a lot of sense.
And Shovel Knight, a lot of times having somewhat of a range advantage against a lot of characters, and that does help him, notably in a good few matchups. This is not one of those matchups. Forsburn has better range, or at least similar in most situations.
Yeah.
And also has the mobility advantage unless Shovel Knight's able to get melee momentum, which I personally consider to be the optimal male choice in this matchup. I think
mind it isn't most.
Right, because mobility is king in this game. That's just like kind of case in point. And so having that extra speed really helps you navigate around Forsburn's smoke and his disjoints. It kind of helps keep you in the game. But also Forsburn gets touched off stage and dies because it's Shovel Knight. So I mean, how winning can it really be?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that factor. I know Shovel Knight does like struggle a lot with characters that will out disjoint him, like Sylvanos and Claire really suck for him. Forsburn's a little less extreme on that end, but certainly a factor, I would imagine. And right now, does seem to be working out for Spyker, getting some very consistent damage here. Just going for Infinite Dagger in neutral, okay.
Yeah, why not? I also didn't know that had a blind spot right on the start of it, because Spyker tried to parry it and it didn't connect.
I mean, that move deserves a blind spot, and it deserves... Okay, sure. That works. Ground bounce combust to kill someone who even cares anymore.
Yeah, at that point, it's like you either want to use down tilt to slightly outrange the anchor when you're coming up over the ledge, or you just want to get out of dodge and punish that way, especially if you have combust on deck. It's such a consistent punish because you can use it from the air, so you don't have to land as quickly as opposed to like using down strong or back air or something like that. So much more consistent punish there, so really good awareness from Spyker.
Absolutely.
As
when you have...
stage, very curious, because I like the stage personally in the matchup.
Interesting. I know Shovel Knight tends to like the stage. It's sort of FD adjacent, and he does like his kills off the top. But yeah, maybe not the strongest stage pick. Perhaps I'm sure Spyker banned quite a few of those. But honestly, I don't really know what stages Shovel Knight would really like in this matchup, because Forsburn does like most of the stages, and a lot of the ones he really likes are the ones Shovel Knight also really likes.
Yeah, for me personally, my bans in this matchup tend to be Spirit Tree, Abyss, and then either, depending on the player, either Tempest or Jules Veil.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. You never want to give SK Abyss, but like I know Treetop's also a good option for him.
Yeah, but that's Forsburn's best stage, so it kind of evens out.
It is? I was told Frozen Fortress was Forsburn's best stage. That's wild.
I think it's either Treetop or Blazer.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Forsburn's always banned that stage against me, so I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Good God.
Yep. We got down tilt here. Down tilt is a great starter for SK if you can get it. Or like the Edless up tilt with the hit stun, but not gonna get that takers, unfortunately.
Right, and that's another big thing. Like with down tilt being such a good combo starter for SK, that's another thing that melee momentum really helps him get.
Absolutely. And you can get like you can get down tilt chains for like forever if you have momentum bails, just because you can catch up to their DI much easier. Interesting that he's not really going for the money bags here, just trying to get the edge guard. Maybe really not worried about getting enough money right now, or just like really wants to make this back, I guess. Because you're not going to have an opportunity to buy an item unless you can take this back.
Yeah, I mean, you already have mail, and I think a big important thing is just like not letting Spyker set up
Oh yeah.
and get smoke out, because SK is not good at dealing with smoke when he doesn't have the items to do stuff, or to like clear non-committally, so you're kind of just swinging blindly.
Keep down strong there. Fennec did actually have a chance to get out of that, but not going to. It's very hard to react to. But not quite gonna kill. At that side of the stage with like the cross up there, it is gonna be survivable, especially with momentum mail online.
Right.
Oh, wake up parry. Rivals classic. Fortunate for Fennec, but that is what you get for having the lead when you're Spyker. So it's bound to happen sometimes. But still,
the lead is such a menace.
Yeah, still a much closer game than the last one though. Still going to gates, very interesting. I know Forsburn loves the stage, Spyker really loves the stage. I even talked about it in the set with Autumn. So yeah. This is an interesting pick. I've seen Fennec go here before as well against, I think it was Lime. And I'm curious as to why. I mean, I can think of a couple of reasons it might be good for SK, but I'm not really sure exactly why. Or if maybe this is just like a preference thing that Fennec really likes the stage.
Yeah, I could see it being a personal comfort pick because purely on paper, I really disagree with this pick. I think at best you're getting Forest Floor 2.0.
Yep.
And then at worst
you're dealing Blazing.
You're dealing with Blazing, which Forsburn SK on Blazing is like a 70-30 matchup.
Yeah, probably.
It's so messed up.
I mean, Fennec's doing pretty well though, despite that. There's certainly some other attributes of the stage to keep in mind, just besides the layout. The platforms are a little higher than most. That's not really a problem for other of these characters because of how big their anti-airs and like sharpening tools are. But a lot of like setups that work on most stages aren't going to work here with the platforms. Also, big blast zones, except for the bottom one, they're all very big and will live for a long time, as we're seeing right here.
And I think that's something that Fennec's going to want to leverage. Like, Shovel Knight, a big snowballing character, like, you get that stop lead, you've got mail on your side, like, and now you just want to live, and...
Okay, well, we don't live, but, I mean, that's alright. Another thing is, like, probably the way Fennec kills the most often like this, isn't really going to be affected too much by Blast Zone Width. It is going to be a little bit, like, you can imagine Rockwall is so much harder to really have the space to deal out of that, but, those edge guards are going to let him kill much more easily compared to the other blast zones. And Forsburn doesn't really have the equivalent. I mean, you have like Combust, you have the down air spike, which can certainly take advantage of the blast zones here. But those aren't going to really happen as often, likely. Oh, wow. Great DI on that forward air. I'm surprised I'm in purple.
Yeah, like the only stage that Forsburn really... Like, I guess there's only so many stages that Forsburn really gets, like, significant early kills on as a result of like bear training.
Yep.
It's like Rockwall, Spirit Tree, like side platform, Jules Veil. This not really being one of those stages. Forsburn's gonna have to kill you the old-fashioned way here. But Shovel Knight never has to kill you the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, there is no old-fashioned way for this character. He's just kind of weird. Yeah, we got the down tilt chains here. Not gonna get the down air follow-up, unfortunately, but Fennec still has a solid lead right now.
This stage pick actually is working out decently well.
Yeah, we saw some really good edge guarding that last Hawk. I think that's done a lot of work for him here, both in terms of momentum and like actually just like taking stocks and doing damage. Gets out of the cape twice there. Good stuff. Wake up parry, Rivals Classic, not gonna kill. Nair gets parried though. I'll be back to stage, and we're resetting the neutral, but Fennec still has a full stock lead right now. Although that down strong will even things up.
So many stocks off parries as Spyker.
Yeah, I mean, SK, pretty easy character to parry. He's got pretty predictable neutral options, so if you really want those parries, you can get them a lot of the time. Oh, again with a Hydroplane F-Strong.
so lightning quick on that too, and there's the Ghost
Yeah,
Glove
and
on
it's
Fennec.
auto cancel. That is one thing Cloud's really, really good at.
Able to take game number 3 on a stage that I would normally counterpick Shovel Knight to. Here we go, Merchant Port. Interesting, very interesting pick from Spyker here.
We saw this counter pick last set with Autumn, and it actually was like probably the most one-sided game of that set. So I know Spyker does kind of like the stage. He's taken B here a couple times. He seems to be really confident with his combos here, I think, mainly. He does really good ladders with the side plats, whereas I feel like most players, except for like, I don't know, like Eliana, I guess, like most players, most characters aren't really able to do that. This is a pretty like neutral stage where the platforms are mostly used for like flat drop openings in neutral, and those like top flats, of course, are like really tiny, so you can get to good platform tech chases off of them sometimes. But I feel like Spyker is very consistent on the stage compared to most people. So I'm not surprised to see it as much. It seems like he's a little leaning into that a little more in this bracket. Trying to get the early combust kill there, not gonna get the read on the DI though.
Yeah, looking to get another DI in on the forward there. And Spyker just so much momentum right now, just
running him over, yeah.
Unstoppable force.
Back air, not gonna get quite the right DI there. Yeah, you gotta do like DI up, DI in, but not like the full DI in if you want to avoid going off the top in that kind of position.
Spyker has like incredible execution on this combo game. Like this is
absolutely
probably the most technically sound Forsburn player. Like even Cake wasn't abusing like.
Yeah, that guy didn't baby dash. Like he's very good fundamentals wise. Spyker is like the technical Forsburn, not so much in terms of like Forsburn's like spoke and clone and stuff, but always in terms of just like really optimizing the fundamentals. And unfortunate SD there. Spyker did have a big lead, but you don't really want to see the set go out like that.
Yeah, especially with Shovel Knight, like Shovel Knight's a character that can bring it back from anywhere.